Good afternoon. We're taking a short summer break from our Carl Jung Depth Psychology reading group. So in order to keep the interest up on the YouTube channel, I've decided to read a few things and bring a few things to your attention about Dr. Jung's work. Today I'm going to talk about this book, The New God Image. It's by Dr. Edward Edinger. Dr. Edinger was a third generation Jungian in the latter half of the 20th century. He died in 1998. And he was the founder of the C.G. Jung Institute in New York City, along with his teacher, Esther Harding, who was a direct disciple of Dr. Jung. Dr. Edinger was a psychiatrist. He attended Yale. He practiced psychiatry in both New York and LA for many years. And today I'm going to read to you a few things out of the introduction and give a few personal comments. Dr. Edinger says, the God image is a synonym for the self in Jungian terms. The term God image should not be confused with the term God. To speak of the God image asserts nothing about God. So if you're familiar with Jungian psychology, you'll know that Dr. Jung had identified many archetypes. And one of the most basic archetypes in our psyche is the God image, whatever that may be. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Dr. Edinger says, the basic point is that there is evidence to support the idea that there is a collective self, as contrasted with just an individual self. It is approximately synonymous with what is termed the God image. As with all schematic presentations, it must not be taken too literally. It's just intended to give you an idea of what Dr. Jung was talking about. All God images are modes of expression of humanity's experience with understanding of the autonomous psyche, a very modern formulation. Such a formulation was not psychologically possible before Dr. Jung. Dr. Edinger points out that when a human embryo is developing, it goes through all the stages of human evolution, beginning with fish with gills and going on up until the baby has gestated for 9 months when it is born as a fully developed human being, or maybe not fully developed, but a fully developed infant. The psychology of humankind has developed in a similar way. So when we talk about the evolution of the God image, we're talking about that development. And as you listen to this video, I hope you'll consider where your society, your group fits within this psychological development. The first stage of psychological development of the God image is animism. In animism, in primitive men, they would look around themselves and everything was mysterious. They imagined God in literally everything. And we even have at least one very formal animistic religion in the world today, and that's Shinto. Japanese couples typically marry at a Shinto shrine, but later in life they typically are Buddhist. But the origins of Shinto are basically animism. And in terms of our own experience, because all of these stages of God image psychological development apply not only to our religions, but also to ourselves. So when you are a little baby or very young, you too think that everything is magic and divine, and in the Disney characters of Bambi and Donald Duck and many other characters, these creatures are talking, and as a child you have no reason to disbelieve this, so you simply accept this animistic view that there is magic out there in the forest and that the birds and the bees are talking to one another. Whether that's true or not is certainly a question, and they do communicate, of course, but none of them communicate with English language as the birds and the bees do in Disney and other cartoon characters.